Then if you pop the rubber band off, we got extras. Power? No?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Clear out a little bit.
Here we go, boys. Well, to begin, my dad was 20-year Air Force retired, so I was born in Wiesbaden, Germany, and then we did a little stint in the Philippines, and then when I was 5, he got stationed at Carswell up at Fort Worth, Texas. I was a big soccer kid. I played select soccer on the same team for like 10 years, from when I was like 9 to 19.
Summer of '81, and we were at the Psychic Soccer Camp. Saw this guy juggling a ball hundreds and hundreds of times. Went over, met him, it was Jack. The guy was magic with the football.
I met Jack first in high school. I think it was our senior year in high school, and Jack and I hit it off like right off the bat. A little on the wild side, but so was I, so it worked out well.
I was also racing motocross. So I was a little bit nutty from a young age, a little daredevil, if you will, and never was scared to do anything and so I think that's what kind of got me into the adrenaline side of things. I mean, I had this one job as they call it a glazer, and that's not donuts, that's where you actually install glass in high-rise buildings.
Jack did all kinds of things. They used to nickname him where he worked, and they called him Jackrabbit because he was fearless. He could do anything. He used to run up the side of buildings.
I didn't finish college because I was too wild and crazy at that age, and decided I wanted to party and stuff. And that's actually what kind of led me to get into the military.
I remember he came over to my house. I was like, Johnny, I finally figured out what I'm gonna do. It's like, I'm enlisting in the Air Force. And I was actually pretty floored.
It fits Jack. Jack was adventurous. He loved his country. His dad was Air Force as well.
And he decided, I'm gonna follow Dad's footsteps and go in the Air Force. So he did. The second or third day that he was in the Air Force, he called me and said, Dad, I've got to talk to you. I need you to help me with a decision.
Some big, huge combat chassis, hairy-chested dude, when I was in basic, barged in this room and popped in this video. This is for combat control and pararescue. And they were riding dirt bikes, quads, shooting guns, calling in airstrikes, jumping out of planes, scuba diving, doing all the cool things. And I was like, immediately, I'm in.
2 years later, he was an Air Force combat controller, a badass dude.
We get attached to your Green Beret SF teams. They'll have one combat controller be attached to that team, and you're the air-to-ground interface for that team. So you're running and gunning, doing what they're doing on the ground, but anything flying above, it could be fast movers, it could be bombers, helicopters, any kind of aircraft, we're the ones talking to them. I did 5 deployments to Afghanistan and then the initial invasion of Iraq.
Riding motorcycles, directing planes. I mean, just everything wild and crazy Jack ever wanted.
The big thing is I remember when he came back and he told us about going into Uday Hussein's palace and finding all this crazy stuff, and they found one of the gold AK-47s.
I love being deployed. It's tough too, sometimes when, you see some of your buddies get hurt or things like that happen, but I just always thought big picture, we're doing a good thing. happened was I exited. Canopy was good, and I turned and my NVGs, or night vision, popped off my helmet and they were dangling. Well, I couldn't see anything. There was no illume. And so I would let go of my steering toggles, grab my night vision, put them up to my eyes, find the stack, and I kind of stayed clear of them because I didn't want to hit anybody. I'm about to lower my ruck, so I was about to lower the rucksack, and when I pulled it, boom, I hit the ground. I flipped over and hit my head, and that popped my C3 over the C4, and it just stuck there, and I was immediately paralyzed. Everything on my helmet blew off of my helmet, but it knocked my IR strobe off, but it turned it on. And so the guys were looking for me, and they saw that strobe. I was laying there. I was just about to go. I could feel myself dying. And, I'm like, Mom, here I come. And then I thought about my wife and my son. I'm like, hell no, I ain't letting this happen. I'm gonna keep breathing. So I'm just making myself breathe. And I said, God, please let Jason find me, please. 5 minutes later, my buddy Jason rolls up on me and finds me because he saw that strobe flashing.
You take a kid that can do anything. He's kind of like a miniature Arnold Schwarzenegger with a little bit of Superman and Batman thrown in. He can do anything, and all of a sudden you take that all away.
And one of our friends went and stayed with him, and he'd called and said, Johnny, it's pretty bad. It's worse than even I expected.
I can't describe the feeling. When you hear something like that, it's a lot of reflection.
Hard charging, 150%, adrenaline junkie, diving, jumping, shooting, dropping bombs, you name it, we did it. And go from that to nothing, you can't move. I was on a ventilator machine that was helping me breathe, and the docs said, yeah, it'd take months to wean yourself off of the ventilator. Well, I did it in 1 month. I said, hell no, I want off this sumbitch. My new mission in life became to get better, just to do it, fight for my life and live for my family, and that's what I did.
I think this weekend is about getting together with other veterans and the people who support the veterans, and just meeting people that we have common interests with and gone through a lot of the same things.
It's all about the brotherhood. We may be from other branches, but we all connect, and we have that, job or feeling, but we all connect, and it's just a great opportunity to meet new people and just connect. So it's the brotherhood. You can't get away from that.
It's been really nice experiencing things as a family. So our kids can play with other kids that are living the same kind of life.
started tricking out my chair. I'm on a sip and puff, so I work my chair either sipping or blowing. It controls that. I got water right there. This is like my arm now. This controls my iPad and iPhone. I just had this stuff made. And then I put the iPad and iPhone on there, and I could still shoot in this chair and all kinds of stuff.
What'd they take you down to?
90 feet.
That's as deep as I've ever been.
I wanted to go 100, but one of the guys ran out of air, so we had to start.
After he was injured about 3 years, he said, I need to do something to pay back the people that have helped me. I want to do something in this life where I can help others. He said, so many people have helped me. He got with a group of his high school buddies. The 12 or 13 or 20 of them were trying to do things to raise money.
We decided we wanted to give purpose to it. And so he's like, guys, just chip in $5, $10, whatever you have. And we were all pretty poor at the time, so literally it was usually $5 or $10.
And it turned out that one night they were having a meeting and they were talking and people were curious.
People at the restaurant started walking up to us and writing us checks. What are y'all doing? And we hadn't started Brothers Keepers or nothing yet.
There's the sea of goodwill. Everybody knows the veterans need help, but they don't necessarily know, well, who do I give it to? Well, it's really easy when you see a guy in a wheelchair that's done 6 tours through Iraq and Afghanistan. Well, whatever he's involved with, I want to give it to him.
And we realized at that point, we got something here. We need to come up with a name. We don't know what the heck we're doing or how to do it, but let's start a nonprofit. And then in the next few weeks we came up with, let's call it Brothers Keepers, because we are Brothers Keepers, right? We want to have their backs. And we kicked it off, and we've been killing it ever since.
As far as this weekend goes, for me personally, I haven't had an event like this where I can just spend time with my family in 9 years. Where I can just actually get to know them, and that's hard in between deployments and moving and everything else.
We have a 9-month-old, and he's never been around any of our kids at 9 months old, and he's getting to see her learn how to crawl, learn how to walk, and just watching, I don't know, the wonder in his eyes when he's watching her do all this stuff for the first time, and it's really just, it's awesome getting to see him be able to interact with them and them actually have their dad around. It's really, really nice.
I think having a brotherhood like Brothers Keepers is one of the most important things that a service member, a veteran, a non-veteran that just has family in the military, or someone that wants to support the military can do. When you exit the military, we're out here doing free fall, and it's like you're in free fall for a lot of guys. You're just plummeting to the earth, and you think you have control, but you don't always have it,
Brothers Keepers is not just come together, kumbaya, tell your old sad stories. It's come together and do some awesome crap together and just walk away with another brotherhood, just like before.
like a second family. I mean, hell, especially with, I live by myself. 95% of my family is halfway across the world. You know, it's somebody that if I need something, I can call them, you know, whatever that is, it's like a second family. And I think that's proven with the camaraderie that you see out here this weekend.
It's cool because I get to meet everyone, and that's pretty special because, like, everyone in the world is like a family.
Because, I mean, like I said, we don't know anybody here until this weekend, and everybody here is, we're all brothers. It's like I've known them all my life, and I've only known them 2 days. I mean, that's how we connect. That's how it is. It's a family. That's all it is. It's a family.
Light it up, Butch. Light it. Light it.
Hey, it's Jackrabbit here. I want to tell my son Brock this job is dedicated to him. And I want him to know he can do anything in life that he wants to do. And I love him very much. All you military boys out there that are banged up, struggling, you got this. You can do anything. We love you.
Watching people that go through horrible situations themselves and then they see Jack, and Jack is their inspiration to say, hey, if Jack can do this, I can do anything.
He has tremendous faith and tenacity, and he's not giving up.
Jack is what I want to be when I grow up.
Unstoppable. I mean, he's truly unstoppable. He's a quadriplegic, he still hunts.
He's lived a full life, and he continues to live a full life, you know, and prove that the battle is really in your mind and in your heart, you know, and he's an inspiration.